Hello, everyone. It's another episode on the Diptinker podcast, and I remain your favorite host, Rama Chinasa. Today, I have two wonderful people. Yeah, celebrate them. Ma, please introduce yourself.
All right, hi everyone. I'm Peace Samson.
Okay, and
Hi everyone, I'm Olanyoye Samuel.
okay, so we have peace in the house, and we have
Samuel.
okay. Welcome back. So today, like I said, we have wonderful guests, right? And these people are here to give us hot, back to back. So today's our first episode on the question Christian asked. So I'm going to be taking a number of questions that over time some people sent in and we collated. And we're going to be having practical answers to them. And I would love it that you sit down tight and enjoy the episode. So first of all, let me ask, how was your week? How was your day? How's it going?
My week was fine, thank God. Been preparing for this session, so then I can't wait to get started.
Wow, that is good. Okay, but how was your week?
Awesome, blessed. Thank God.
Okay, thank God. Okay, let's go to the episode proper and from the Deep Thinker Diary, right? This is the diary. Okay, I'll just go straight. The number one question we have here is, as a Christian, how do you get rid of the thought that every male friend around you or the closest ones are eventually going to end up with you? That's actually a very practical question, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me start because they are female. That question sounds like it's from a female because it said every male friend. So, what do you have to tell us?
Okay. um, First of all, ability to define your relationships matters a lot.
Okay.
Matters a lot. And ability to understand the roles of your friends, especially your male friends for the females now, matters a lot. I can relate with this because I used to have this kind of male friends around me that, at some point I'd be like, this person has the potential of the kind of person, when you have that spec,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And then you're just like, oh, can this person be the potential, that kind of work. One thing I learned is ability to know that this person is playing a role in my life, and to stop, in order not to prevent the role this person is playing, I should be able to understand, I should be able to let go of my own emotions and not allow my emotions lead me. So I think for this person, the first thing you need to know is your emotions should not rule you or should not be what is pushing you to, just gear towards of, okay, this guy around me can be, my guy, the guy will end up with. Push the emotions aside and just be logical, right? Be logical. So be logical. Don't just get your heart on this guy. Be logical. Think through. Any one of them can end up being your guy, right? But then please don't allow that thing to prevent you from getting or harnessing those things you can, harness from them.
I really get that point. I want to say something, but let me hear from the male. Like, I don't think it happens on the male part. Them thinking every female friend of theirs is they're going to end up because they're the male, they're the ones calling the shot most times. But now, being around females, how do you get to watch it that all of them don't start thinking you have something for them?
Okay, I think the reason why males won't really have that problem, and we can, but the context is for us to have that kind of problem as males, it has to be that, imagine that all the ladies are coming to you that are in your life, they look like your dream. That's when that problem can arise. You know why? Because when it comes to the issue of relationships and everything, men know already who they want and what they want.
So
no, what I'm saying is that actually most of the time, if you check, women make compromises when it comes to relationship. For example, they can want a tall, dark, and handsome guy, but along the road, as they evolve, those things change. I'm not saying they don't for guys, they do, but a guy already knows that I'm not going to. That's why you cannot really do much to impress a guy as to
Mm.
marry because they already know who they will not end up with or who they will end up with. So, but then the situation can be complex if everyday dinner now are your looks like your dream lady, and then I think um Peace already did a lot of justice to that. I'll just add to it that I think it's two things, two factors. Number one, the individual in question, you have to be sane, that is emotionally stable.
Okay.
Because if you are emotionally stable, you don't, your emotions are not running wild and you are in control, you can now think. Because one thing is that emotions defy logic most of the time. Even we that will say that, oh, okay, let's apply logic. The thing is that when emotions come
Coming.
and they cloud our sense of reasoning, our sense of judgment. So, but when we are emotionally stable, now we can see clearly. And number two, which Peace rightly said, is ability to define relationships. Like, and then for you to be able to define relationships, you have to understand what relationship is about and what different people come. Some people don't know how to undo people. They don't know how to undo. They don't know what relationship is about. Some people come into your life as business partners. Some come as they're just a friend in need, a friend you can only indeed. Some come and why some have come on for the. So if you're able to understand why people come into your lives per season and what they have come to do, I think you'll be good to go. You will not be profiling everybody as potential suitors. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I wanted to say, what of the part of the males around them, like that's some maybe like green light that they are giving that is making the lady that is actually think that something may actually occur, like something actually
I
happen.
think in this case, this is where defining relationship comes in. And that part is actually very, very, I don't know, very, it can be awkward, it can be complicated, but then I think it's the best thing to do. You can never be wrong defining relationships.
Relationship.
When somebody is coming around you and they're giving signs that are suggestive,
Yeah.
I think the best is to don't ignore it. Don't act like it does because whether you ignore it or not, it's doing something to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's better you throw it to the open and say, okay, you know what? Call the person and say, eh, what exactly is going on? Be clear. Some will see that as a form. It's not you being desperate. It's just you being clear, so that to avoid leading anybody on or this is what we call the umbrella relationship where you are covering but you are not there. And they can also prevent. You can even prevent the right people from coming in because they look at you and they think you're good to go and you're not. So when people are coming in and they are showing you somebody is waking you up with text message, calling you, asking if you have eaten. Don't always ask if you have eaten. I'm already suspecting.
I actually, what did I do asking you a bit?
No, you ask. Yeah, no, you ask. No, it's the intensity of the asking. That determines.
Yeah.
Why are you so interested in my nutrition? All of a sudden. So things like that when it start happening, like and you know it's getting to you.
Yeah.
If it's not getting to you, it's fine. But if it's getting to you, I think you just call the person in question. What are we doing? What's going on? What's the relationship? Where is it? What are we doing? Having given it enough time, having watched it. So that's the antidote.
So you see, for you out there, learn to define your relationships. That is the whole essence. And have it in the back of your mind that because you're too good with this person doesn't mean that you are good for marriage.
Yeah.
Not every good relationship is for marriage. Some is to be lifetime friends, business, like you said, and the rest of that. So just you have to build what is it called? Systems that will help you curtail these attitudes. Because it's as if it's peculiar to the females when you are getting too close to a particular guy, you just start developing something. Because I remember there was a time that someone also asked this kind of question physically, like when we were in church, and it was like, okay, I developed feeling for this person. Then when I traveled during the holiday, I got close to another person and I developed feelings for
the
the same person, for another person. So you see, it means that women, our emotions are very volatile.
Yes.
Anything can spark it up,
Can
anything
trigger it.
can trigger it. So all you need to do is build systems and build structures that will help you stay. And don't see every good guy, every fine boy that loves Jesus as a potential suitor. Yeah.
I love Jesus.
Okay. Okay, the second, let me reshuffle it. The second question that we have here is, should Christians attend secular music concerts? Okay, okay. You see, secular music, first of all, has been an issue of deliberation. Should
Yeah,
Christians
it's
listen to secular
controversial.
music? And some people have the opinion, okay, everybody cannot do Christian music. So I think let's start from there. Let me start from you. What do you think about secular music? Do you think secular music is something that Christians should do normally?
Okay, first of all, let's define that word secular.
Okay.
Because if we don't define it, if we don't put it in the right context,
Okay.
we are going to muddle the waters, and then it's not going to be good for the discussion. So, what is secular? Secular is contemporary, something that does not have anything to do with God, and then the value system of God is not. For example, like the fact that something is secular does not mean that it is sinful or that it is morally bad.
Yeah.
For example, your national anthem is a secular song,
Yeah.
so we need to understand that. So some of the songs that we sing, our school anthem, they are secular songs. So we now need to differentiate secular from worldly,
Okay.
or let me use the word sinful now.
Okay.
So we need to first look. So now, and somebody gave a particular explanation to this one time. I was reading something like this on secular, worldly, and then Christian. And how do we separate and how do we balance these things? And the person said, not all secular songs are worldly, but all worldly songs are obviously secular.
Secular. Yes.
So now the thing is that secular worldly songs is a no-no, because songs are beyond the lyrics. Songs they appeal to the soul. There's some songs you can listen to now and then you'll be depressed. There's some songs they released like that. They said if this song can make a man depressed, some songs are some antidepressant songs. There are songs you can listen to that will heighten your. So songs they are conveyors of emotions, and then there's a spirit behind every music. So you must take that into consideration. So now, having established that, so worldly song is a no-no because it corrupts your mind, corrupts your soul. Now it creates images in your heart, in your soul that may not. And the thing is that everything is created in the soul, then the body acts it out. So it's a matter of time. So for that, we see a worldly songs are no-no, but secular songs are like junks. Worldly songs are like poison. Secular songs are like junks. Now, at times we take junks. That's why I said we first differentiate between secular and worldly. Because secular national anthem, we sing it. Some of the songs that we sing, our school anthem, we sing them. Some of the songs that we sing normally about friendship, like this song by Who Is Your Guy by that somebody sang. It's not a spiritual song, but it's a secular song, but it's not worldly. So they are like junks. Now we eat junks once in a while. We just have we just want to eat. We crave these things. But to live on junks is poisonous. It will be detrimental to you. So we don't live on them, but we can feed on them once in a while. That's why I said let's first separate worldly from worldly is poisonous. Any dose of worldly music, and what worldly music is not far-fetched. Any music that is anti-God, anti-God's value system, moral structure, any song that suggests violence, any song that suggests immorality, any song that is an attack, a direct attack on God's established value system. That's a worldly song. So that is a no-no, because we already have a clear stand as Christians that we do not indulge in this, and we do not be partaker of other men's sins. So our singing them is endorsing it. So we do not want to do that. But secular songs, indifferent. The songs, your cultural songs, they are secular songs. Now you cannot be singing those. You can't live on those. Those cannot be your daily intake. But once in a while, when you are happy, you want to, on your birthday now, you want to sing. You may not be Christian, so you want to sing a song or happy birthday. They are secular songs. Now attending secular. Now let's now go back. Attending secular music. Let's approach it from this. You have to first define what am I going there for? What exactly? Because there's an expectation, there's something that drives us to do. There's a motive behind every action. So what am I going there for? What am I going there to do? Am I going there to just excite my soul, to just make myself happy? Am I going there because so there must have been a journey. So that will now determine whether you attending that kind of a concert is, for example, you can be invited to a drama concert in your department, or by it's a secular show, but you attend because what is the motive? So you have to first ask some questions. We are attending this concert now. Will it in any way try to compromise my stand? Will it contaminate So when you have answered those questions, you can now, from those careful and honest evaluation, you can now know whether it is right to attend this concert or not. That's just my take on it.
That is a good one. Ma, what do you have to say to that?
He mentioned all actually, and what I just have to add to it is that your motive for going to a place, it matters a lot. Yeah. So should Christians attend secular music concerts? What exactly are you going there for?
Yeah.
What are you going to do there? What are they going to be doing there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, because you may not even, we are in this kind of world whereby some things are being covered with a whole lot of things, and you would think that you're just going there to just have fun, and then you end
True.
up getting there, you realize that
Yes.
they are doing a lot of things that
Things there.
compromise, like contradicts your convictions,
Yes.
that kind of thing. So ensure to know why you are doing what you are doing.
Yeah.
And since we're talking about secular, and understand the difference between secular
Yeah.
and what it matters a lot, because
Yeah.
let's not be so much owed to this. This is the
Yeah.
kind of so that's just what I have to say.
Okay, thank you. One thing that I actually picked was secular songs are like drums and worldly songs are poisons. And one thing about drums is that you can choose to do without drums and you will still be healthy.
Yeah.
True.
So you see, so when you see a believer and I say, okay, I don't do secular songs, I will be like, you're too spiritual. No,
No.
you can choose to do without drums.
I'll be
And you
healthy.
that you are dealing with junks, you know that there's a high level of junks you will deal with. It will eventually affect your
Exactly.
health.
Yeah.
So you
Exactly.
should take note of that. I like that example. So you should take note of that. So know what you're feeding on as a believer. Know what you're feeding on is very, very paramount. And when you are very conscious of this, you stop asking some questions like this. Yeah, when you are very conscious about what you feed on, you become more intentional about your growth.
True.
So that is how it is. Okay, the next question we have is okay, this one is a very intentional one. I am multi-talented. I know God gives gifts according to a person's capacity. How do I harness every gift God has given me? Do I need to be dominating every sphere of these gifts? I don't want to fail God and I don't want regrets either. So, meaning this person is like in between. I think it's a question of purpose.
Exactly.
Like this person is caught in between. What is my purpose? Am I supposed to just be doing my talent, or there's something else God is calling me for? I think that is a question, but I don't want to answer. I have people that are going to answer. Okay, but let's hear from you.
Okay. First of all, like he or she rightly said, I'm multi-talented.
Yes.
And you said God gives gifts according to one's capacity. I'm glad you know that first of
Yeah,
all.
that is a good point.
I'm glad you know that first of all.
Okay.
So if you find yourself delving into a lot of things, like you are good at this thing, you are good at this thing, you are good at this thing, it does not make you jack of all trades. No, it doesn't. It's just the ability to master them all that makes you different from jack of all trades and master of none. Ability to master them, and you can. We have examples of persons like I literally see forerunners that are doing these things. They're doing a lot of things at the same time, or maybe not necessarily the same time, and they are really doing well. But the thing is, ability to understand that I have a primary assignment.
True.
Yes. So that you are not majoring on the minor and then leaving the minor on the major, that kind of thing. Ability to know that this is the primary place of my assignment that God has called me, and then fix your mind on it. Then the other things that are called me secondarily, ability to also spread your wings and don't just go all at once. It's a process. Ability to just know that, okay, first of all, if you are this kind of person, you know you cannot live a haphazard life where you don't have things written down. Because, for example, like you said, like the person said, you are multi-talented. Obviously, meaning you have a journal where you write all the things you know you can do and you can do effectively well. Meaning you are competent in each of them, and you have them written down, such that you know that this is the first thing, this is the primary place God has called me, and then secondly, for this other part, that the secondary aspect of it, you know that okay, this is how I want to go about it. First of all, you don't just go about it like that. You ask questions. You look at persons that have gone ahead of you, people that are doing good. For example, you're a fashion designer. You are probably a trained professional in another course. You're a psychologist. You're this, and I think an example is DDK, Pastor Debola Deji. Like she wears a lot of hats, and she's a coach, she's a mother, she's a pastor, and apart from being a pastor, both international and
Yeah.
national. Like she does a lot of things at the same time. She also has a fashion brand.
Mm.
Like she does a lot of things, and yeah, you don't see anyone slacking.
Yeah.
The thing is that she knows her primary assignment. Like she has been
Yes.
given to the life of pastoring as a
Mhm.
student, well, while she was at OAU. But later on, she began to realize, okay, there are some other parts, aspects, and she put herself in them like that. So you get instructions, find out those persons who have gone ahead of you in these places,
Yeah.
and ask how did they achieve this thing without any one of them failing, like without failing in any other of these things. Because God did not just call you to just be, just be like this here and then stay there and then. Yes, if God is giving you according to your capacity and is seeing that you can undo them, meaning you can undo them, but don't be so quick to just put your hands in all of them at once. Start with your primary assignment, then move on from there gradually. Find those forerunners that are good at these things and follow them. Watch how did they get it? How did they do it too?
Yeah.
So,
From what she said, I just want to like put a line there. Because she was saying, find those people that have gone ahead of you. And I remember one statement that I've heard over time. If you want to go further, look for people that have gone farther. Yeah, so you look for people that have gone farther in that field of line. So before I continue, let me hear from our brother.
I think you ladies have done good stage to it. That's my own token is I want to just build on what she has said by saying that you should know your primary assignment. The question actually is a question of purpose.
Yeah.
So the thing is, what is your purpose? And then we make this mistake to think that talent is synonymous to purpose. It is not.
Yes.
Now these are what talent, the work of talent in in um in a person's life. Two things that talent will do in your life or should do in your life. Number one is that your talent should, in some cases, be what you live by while you discover purpose.
Okay.
Number two is that your talent can be useful to you when you are in purpose.
Yes.
So if you know these two things, you will not be confused as to you don't have to be everywhere because okay, I can sing does not mean I should necessarily take a class in I should do I should go to a music school. No. For example, we have many preachers nowadays. Especially most of the ministers that God is raising now. You see, there are pastors who have good musical prowess.
Yeah.
So all along, when they could sing, they could have been deceived to think that they were called into the music ministry, and then they go and start spending times in the studio, time you should have spent on the word.
Yeah.
You see that now, but now you see now when they are ministering to you, they are ministering the word, but their music also blesses you. That is their talent finding expression in their purpose. So talent can be that for you. Talent can also be what you live by while you discover purpose. And this is something that God gives so that you won't be stranded. It's God's investment so that you will not be stranded. So that if at all you are not, if at all, at least there should be something that should make you earthly relevant. So if you understand the role of talent, you will not be confused. It doesn't mean that you should pursue expertise in all. What it means is that the ones that you can really master. Now, there are some people now that their talent now, like automatically, maybe that it now happens to be that's where their purpose is, their talent, the kind of talent that they have, and it's very it's in sync with their purpose. So first of all, you have to first ask yourself the question, what is my purpose? Now, then having answered that, you now ask again, those talents now, are they useful to that my purpose? Which one can I really use? Okay, the ones that are not directly useful to my purpose, how can I make a living with them while I pursue my purpose? I think that's.
Thank you. Okay, for this person, actually, I did a video on YouTube. You can check it out on purpose. And let me just say some things I said in that video. I was saying that in discovering purpose, there are some things that you check also in purpose. Purpose, like what you are doing, is not actually like okay because I have this talent of singing. That is not your purpose. There is a purpose which you are using this. You are using your singing for. Do you understand? So even when you are doing other things apart from singing, maybe you are in the academic world, you are in the fashion world, these things are not your purpose. There is a purpose that you are using these things to achieve.
Exactly.
So that is it. So when you know this thing, and I was like, you ask yourself some basic questions. First of all, you know your talent and which you already know. Then two, you know your passions. These are things you have to ask yourself when think like talking on the topic of purpose. your passions. What are you driven to? What is that thing you are passionate about? There are many things you are passionate about that you don't have talent in, right?
Yes,
And there's
true.
some things that are even soft. They don't need a physical talent, right? Like you, maybe you have talent, you have passion to help the children or the youth or something. You know what you are passionate about. Then you can have specific assignment, meaning what is God saying? What is God saying? So I outlined something. I would like you to check it out. Thank you. So thank you for that answer. We're going to be taking another question here.
Okay.
And we have, how do I learn to trust people? The issue of trust. How do I learn to trust people again after being hurt by the ones I loved
Mm.
and trusted? Mm. Okay, so I'm going to start with you.
Why are you why are you starting with me? I have trust issues. So.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, I think most humans or most people have at one time or the other had trust issues. Yes.
True.
So you being at this stage having trust issues, don't start writing yourself off. And there's always a way out. And that's what we are here to give you. Okay, so I'll still start with you.
Okay.
Remember, this person has been hurt by loved and trusted ones before.
Okay.
So
Okay. You see, the thing is, the thing is, we must understand that some things are just peculiar to humanity.
mm,
Some things are peculiar to humanity. You see, love, trust, betrayal, um, dependence. These are in the scope of humanity. For example, now you can only be talking about A1, A, or F in the academic world.
yeah.
If you are not in the academic, you are not in the academia, you do not necessarily have to worry about having an F. So that means that it's in the scope. So having an F is not the end of it's just you are a student. So all of these are your possibilities. So the same way it is in the scope of humanity, love, trust, betrayal, denial. These are the so many people now allow these phases, this element to define their entire existence. And that is where we have an issue. People you see, you can never be too careful not to hurt you.
Mm.
That's the thing. So if you have been betrayed, you have been hurt by the ones you love, the number one thing I will ask you to do is heal. You see, at times we now begin to set up walls and structures. Those walls and structures are indications of a, a scar, a sore, a wound you are not allowing to heal. You see, the moment you get to a point where you are extra careful, you are paranoid, you don't want to be hurt, it's because you've not healed. That vulnerability is the definition or is the hallmark of a sane person. The fact that you know that you can be hurt, the fact that you know that it can happen. It doesn't mean that you should be. No, you can be careful, but you should not be too careful. The fact that you are now thinking, you are now doing, because the thing is that when something like this happens, is that you will hold on so much when you are supposed to be relaxed, and then you might throw away the baby and the bathwater. That's why I see people now to tell you, oh, that's why you hear things like men has come, women are this, because people have refused to, yes, people have refused to, forgetting that there's a principle that is actually scriptural and is general. The principle of by one man. I always say that the Lord, by one man, sin came into the world. By one man, we became sinners. By another man, the obedience of another man, we became what? Righteous. So you see now, the fact that somebody had a car accident does not mean it's still the same car they used to convey the person to the hospital.
Yeah.
So that means that
So you can't reject the car.
you can't reject car. Now you may not use that car again,
Yes.
but you will still enter another car.
Yeah.
And you still have to trust that one will take you there.
Yes.
So in this life, you just have to trust people.
Wow.
For example, now, when I was coming here, I boarded a vehicle. I didn't know the driver. I didn't even know if he was drunk. I didn't know if he could drive. I didn't know, but I just trusted that he was going to bring me here.
Yeah.
The moment you cannot do, the moment you are living, you don't want to, life will be so unbearable for such persons. So what I can tell you is to heal from whatever trauma, and then and you can be careful, but just know that love, betrayal, trust, they are in the scope of humanity. So, and then just expect it. That's what I'm saying. Expect it.
Oh, thank you. So, Ma, what do you have to say to that?
Wow, that's been a lot. All right, thank you so much, Sam. Okay, on my own end, like you said, I would say the first step is heal.
Mm-hmm.
The first step is actually heal, and healing is a process. You know, when you have a wound, it does not just get to heal immediately. You see that it starts. There are a lot of things that goes around healing, and it is a process. So you just allow yourself, first of all, make up your mind to, heal, because obviously it shows that something has happened in your past that is making you, you have been hurt, like you said, by persons you really love. And I tell you, so it's one of the hardest things to do is to start trusting people
Yes,
that
true.
have, that you trusted before and they betrayed you, that kind of thing. People you poured out your love to, poured out your love on, and then they now betray you. So the first thing is understand there are some things that are peculiar to men. There are some things peculiar to us on this earth. So it should, as far as you are here, for the humanity of man, it will surely show. So some persons, not knowingly and unknowingly, they would hurt you. They would do a lot of things and everything, but it is, so it will be your own detriment if you stop or how would I put it now? If you just look at yourself and just feel like I cannot trust anybody anymore, because there are good persons who are trying to come around you.
Exactly.
Because you cannot trust them, you are preventing them from coming around you. So the best thing is, first of all, heal, and it takes a process. Then secondly, start taking little steps. Like, don't be so quick to start trusting somebody.
Yes.
Look at some fruits in their lives. Like, okay, this person over time has committed to my friendship with him.
Thank you very much. I forgot to
This
say
person
that.
has committed to, whenever I need something, this person is there. So it means I can trust this person. And then just cast a little of the trust in that person first,
And see how.
and see. Then when you see the next one is like, oh, I can trust this person. Gradually, gradually, before you know it, you are able to trust again and even to love again. It's a process.
Wow.
Yeah, that's saying that in other words, trust is not given, trust is earned.
And
Yes, I wanted to say that. I thank God she mentioned it. So it's earned. You will know people that you can, but it's still, that's the point. Even when people earn trust, it's still a risk. So you still have to take that risk. That's what I was saying. But trust is earned.
The life generally
Is a risk.
and there are many risks that are worth it.
Yes.
There are many risks that you can actually do without, but that's
Not trusting self is a risk too.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question here that seems like this one. How can one move on from a past experience that shattered one's dreams? So I think it's peculiar, like it's similar to this one we just answered. You have to start from the place of healing. Healing is very, very important. Like it's very important to us. And I would liken it to like that injury that you have. Like when you are in the process of healing, the process can be very hurtful. For instance, that you have an open wound and they want to maybe use hot water or something or medications. That process can be very painful. But at the end of the day, if you're able to go through that process and you get healed, it will look like you've forgotten about the experience. If it's the type that has scar, when you look at the scar, there's no longer pain that comes from it. You're like, oh, I remember then, no, I don't learn lesson. And as we were children, there were things we did. We got injured, but it taught us never to do that again.
Yes.
So
true.
that is it. Just find healing, but don't lock up. Don't keep yourself and say, oh, I will not pursue these things again. Oh, I will not pursue love. I will not trust anymore. I should just, like this one now shattered your dream. Then you say, okay, let me not pursue anything about dream. No, 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 no. You can heal and come out from it. Life daily is a struggle, and those that win are those that really face it head on and get it. So, okay, let's take one more question. Okay, is there anything like Christian dating now? Now, because I think because growing up, we know that there's nothing like Christian, like it's always courtship lead to marriage. But now the question is, okay, before courtship. So courtship is when the person after you like, okay, I would like to end up with you, I would like to marry you. But before the person tells you, am I getting something wrong?
No.
So before the person tells you, I would like to end up with you, what comes before that courtship? Or is there anything like Christian dating? So you guys have to I said with
This life is full of ships.
Okay, let me
Actually,
start from this. Okay, please, what do you think about Christian dating?
like you said, this life is full of ships. Okay. Christian dating.
Yes.
Dating. Okay. I would
Wait,
say
first of all, do you think dating and Christianity are actually
I feel you just
incorporated? Like, can they be mixed? Something like that.
I feel we should just do the word as dating anyway because
Okay, then I like we should not Christianize
Dating,
dating.
right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Oh,
We tend to
Christianize a lot of things.
so-
Yeah, very true. And those things, you know that it's not a Christian
Everything,
thing. You
right?
just say Christian this, Christian that, Christian makeup. Please
Yeah.
leave them alone.
That's
Oh
funny.
my goodness.
Please. Okay. I think the process between when a guy meets a lady and you guys are getting serious,
Yeah.
that period. When we look at the word's definition of dating,
Yeah.
you know there is a lot of things that goes in around it.
Mm.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Let us not Christianize it because we know
Mm.
we have our own way of doing things, right? As Christians, right?
Yeah.
So that process, I cannot really call it dating
Mm-hmm.
because it's if you look at what how the real sense of that word, you know, in dating you have it. Although you guys are getting to know your
Later.
that's why if you look at the Western word, they have this okay, I'm on a date with this one, I'm dating this one, I'm dating this one. You know that in your faith you don't do that. You don't test the waters, right?
Mm.
So that process, I wouldn't call it dating. It's the
Okay.
process of you guys coming to know, like you're learning to know yourselves better. So would I tag it as dating? It is more of, you know, in relationships you have levels. More like what you call friendship is a type of relationship.
Mm.
So it's not just friendship. You before we um romantic all those romantic relationships you have between. It's not just all about romantic stuff. Friendships, all those platonic stuffs you have. There are relationships and there are levels to things. Before both of us probably were friends. Before we become so close like friends, that kind of thing. I mean, there are some things level of knowing each other that we have come to a level of okay, I have hurt you before and you have seen that I don't like this thing you do to me, and you have seen that how that sort of that we can be vulnerable and everything. So I'll call it a process of we learning to know ourselves and everything, not really dating from my own end though, because if I look at the word dating and we are not trying to Christianize it, then I would say no, it's not dating.
Okay. But there's something, you see, I get that friendship should lead to something, but there's a level of commitment in friendship that when you know that this person is like people are going to courtship, there's another level of commitment. So I don't know if you're getting me. Like you're looking at me like if it's just friendship.
Yes.
Okay, he's a brother. So let me use him as an example. Both of us are friends, and yet we don't have any notion of it's dating or courtship. There's some questions you will ask me that sometimes I will not be in the mood. I'll just answer anyhow because why? I am not committed.
There's no commitment.
Yes.
Yes.
So now when there is that commitment between us and we are not yet in courtship,
Mm.
what is that stage?
Okay. Me, I even feel I want to
As
take it. I
Christian
want to take it a
brothers and
step
sisters.
further by saying,
Okay.
at one that time, when two of you now, see, let's not lie. It's like there's a chemistry between us, and then okay, I like you, and you like me, and then at that point, yeah, it's not you're not engaged. It's not like you're marrying anytime soon. What is that stage called? Because if it, because can we still call that one friendship?
So
Like,
wait, are you asking
no,
us?
I'm trying to I'm trying to analyze it like
Okay.
from if you say we should not call it dating.
Okay.
Okay, at that stage, okay, let's even ask, you know, the one you're even saying now, at least you would not put a name, you not officially meet and say, okay, you know what, the art what he wants. Let's just, but this time around now, two of you now say, okay, oh, and we are not, let's not be, we are young people. That's what is predominant in our world now. Even most of our people that we look up to, that have gotten married, they did not just and say, I'll marry you, so, because there was this level of, was the time they acknowledge their feelings for themselves.
Okay.
And then at that particular point, can we, I'm not going to say it was courtship they were doing or not dating. I think the thing is just a language thing, Sha. Personally, I just feel that it's what you're doing that matters, that determines it's what you're doing in that period that determines the process. What I'm saying in essence is this: like two people can come together and say, okay, you know what, we like each other. Okay, the aim is I want to get married to each other. You get, but obviously there are factors, time, and some things, probably some benchmark that each person has to get to before we can also get. I think we have now haven't done all, we can now get married. Those periods of waiting is what you are doing. At that point, I think you're already cutting, you're already dating. Now, at that point, it's not what you're doing with those times that determines the quality. Like, what you guys are engaging in those times? Are you building yourself? Are you, or are you just doing what the world is doing, and then hope you're not adding some worldly spices to it?
Okay.
So you get. So I think it's the process that the name is not, may not really capture
Yes.
what we are. So according to the question now, that is there anything like
Christian dating.
Christian dating?
And if you say there's not like that, what is that stage before courtship? Am I supposed to just go into courtship like that?
Actually, that's it's a language. So for me personally, I feel it's a language thing. Like there's nothing like Christian dating. Let's not start. Let's not Christianize things.
Okay. There's nothing
Because
like Christian dating.
because what you call Christian dating is because two of you, what most of us call Christian dating is because two of you are not having any intimate opinions.
Yeah.
So if two worldly people are not believers too, who are not Christians, have such a relationship, people like that,
Yes.
are they Christian? Is it Christian dating? So you see that so I say it's what you are doing in that time that gives it a name. That gives it a name. It's dating. That's what it is. You are dating yourself. You can call it courtship too. It's still, it's just because we've known over time that, oh, in from our old school, our old ones, yes, they like that time that you say yes, we are marrying next year. That's when courtship started.
Yes.
But these things are because there's no actually basis. There's no reference to these things. So we cannot really, and they are subject to change.
Yeah.
Things are evolving. Before you can marry somebody, you have to see them in your dream. You see them. You see them. They are trying to fetch water. They are trying to help you.
You are dragging your skirt.
They are grabbing your skirt.
I said it's the man.
I said it's the man. For some time, some people, that was the only Christian. If you not put that way, they tell you go and pray. And did you see any vision? Did you see any vision? But things have changed. So I'm going to say that what we now have now is inferior. No. So I say what we are doing that determines what it is called. That's just.
Okay.
But it's nothing like Christian dating. It's dating. Once you took over, you have agreed. You have agreed to your feelings. You have agreed to be in a relationship, a romantic one at that. So you get to it's already dating. So now the thing is that now what are we not going to be doing in this period, and then what are the principles that guide what you are doing?
Yes.
That's what matters.
Thank you. So hope you heard it clearly. So I want to put like a mark on that part, the principles. Actually, what makes anything Christian is the principle.
Exactly.
That is what makes it Christian. Because if a non-believer actually decides to still do this normal thing, from what standpoint? So it's the principle that actually that you apply that makes it Christian. So if you're actually saying that I want to, okay, we are checking out ourselves, but I'm going to abstain from this, I'm going to do this because of who you are in Christ. That is already Christian, that is already kingdom mindset. But that doesn't mean you don't add the name Christian dating. So where we are coming from, like back then, the only teachers that there's no like dating in Christianity, and I used to believe that, or I believe that now, because why? When you check the definition of dating, you see that it involves sexual, romantic. So meaning you can barely date anyone now that will not ask you for that, and you don't want to do that. So that is why believers will be like, okay, I'm not called out for dating. But actually, there's a stage that you have to be in to get to that courtship. And according to somewhere, he was like, it's a language thing. So eventually, if you want to say, some people say, these people are just trying to love us to the fact that I'm dating. Okay, if you want to say that we are dating, can we remove the sexual part, can we remove the other part, the hugging, the visiting, the cohabiting part? If you are able to do this, the scripture once said the one part that when they came unto me, they found nothing on me. So that thing that you are doing, let it be that they cannot find anything on you. Yeah, so if you are able to maintain the principles of God in whatever relationship you find yourself, that is already Christian. So that is what we have to say. And that is the last question. Okay, we have one more question, but I wanted us to end here next time. Okay, we'll stop here for today. That is the last question for today. Thank you for
I
coming.
don't want it to end.
Oh, thank you. So I will ask you like to give us an end note. Let me start from. Shall I start from you? Tell me you are a lady.
You started with me.
Okay, let me start from you. Okay.
For the first time, I was wishing ladies.
Okay, sir.
Okay. The thing is, uh, because we are believers and then we are Christians, and then our value system should. The aim is that our value system should overshadow that of the world. So the principle which I like to live by is, let us know the things that are godly, let us know the things that are earthly, and let us know the things that are worldly. Some things are not necessarily they are not anti. E.g., um, let's look at a marriage ceremony, for example. A marriage ceremony. Jesus attended a wedding in Cana. In Cana, it was not. That's nothing to do with. Yeah, he performed the miracle there. He had nothing to do. That wedding had nothing to do with. It was God that it was the ceremony. I mean, the ceremony, the wedding ceremony itself, not the marriage, the ceremony. So it was earthly. Now, Jesus will say, if you are bidden to a feast, you see that now. So there are some things that are earthly, some things that are godly, and some things that are worldly. Worldly, when I mean worldly now, in the sense that things that are entrenched in darkness, things that God will not be proud of. So able to differentiate this and to know our participation in each of these things matter. Anything worldly, it's a no-no for us. We do not do it. Anything that is earthly, we do it based on the principles of God as regards these things. So I will often say we should be loud where the Bible is loud and be silent where the Bible is silent. So that's how to live life, basically.
Thank you, man. What do you have to say? Okay, for my end, I would say first, as believers, intending believers, know and find your identity in Christ. Because that will really help you navigate through this world system, right? And when you know who you are, secondly, understand the principles of where you are coming to. Because a lot of us have this principles that we have always held on to from our different cultural backgrounds, environmental backgrounds, and then we try to live by them even in the kingdom that has its own principles. So understand and know the principles, then live. Principles have to be adhered to. Live by those principles. Don't try to model the waters. Don't try to be, compromise on this, compromise on that. Just go straight, like I said. Be loud where the scriptures are loud and be silent where it is. Don't try to give a voice to where it's silent.
Yes.
That's why we're having a lot of issues. Don't try to give a voice to it. Just follow the word of God like the way it is.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Please hope you heard them. A word is enough for the wise. So this marks the end of Question Christian Ask. And hope you enjoyed it. I will love that you drop your comments, you like, you share, and you subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Till when next we see. Bye.